Heat race number 2 going green next time by. Owen Carlson, John Lambert's on row 1. Sawyer Grogan, Logan Damagala row 2. Lee Ghost Jr., Mason Slendy row 3. And Dylan Waxtall rounding out the field. Heat race number 2 of 4. Our 305 sprint cars here tonight. Opening night at the Rapid Speedway. Brought to you by Denicus Electric, your complete electrical service technician. Denicus Electric here in the Northwest Iowa area. Iowa corn green flag in hand, ready to go. John Lamberts jumps out to the early race lead, cuts him off going down the front stretch. Heading down the back stretch into turn number 3, the battle for second. Damagala and Carlson battle it off at turn number 4. Lambert's your race leader. Carlson in second. Damagala slips a little. Now into the 4th and final transfer spot. It's Lee Ghost Jr. as he looks for more at the inside, looking for 3. Car off the top side of turn number 3. That's Sawyer Grogan. Comes back on. Will stay under green as the battle for the race lead goes to the 7 of Carlson. Carlson takes the lead away as we come off of turn number 4. Sawyer Grogan pulls off the raceway. He will retire from this heat race. Meanwhile, out in front, the driver out of Somerset, Wisconsin, Owen Carlson, is your race leader. John Lamberts, Lee Ghost Jr., and Logan Damagala, currently your top 4 transfer cars. Micah Slendy on the outside looking in, as well as Dylan Waxtall. Carlson continues to put the distance between himself and your runner-up running of John Lamberts. White flag flies this time by one more time around. Making his way out of turn number 4, the driver out of Wisconsin, the 07, Owen Carlson, is your heat race winner. Carlson, your race winner. John Lambert second, Lee Ghost Jr. in third, and Logan Damagala grabbing that 4th and final spot in tonight's A main. Those 4 drivers will head to the scales and the tech area, make sure that they are legal and ready to go for that A feature. And that'll take us on to heat race number 3. Starting on the pole position here tonight in heat race number 3, the driver out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. He drives the 91H. It's Sam Henderson. Outside of row number 1, out of Lakefield, Minnesota, in the 9A, it's Hunter Hansen. Inside row 2, out of Jackson, Minnesota, he drives the 4SS. It's Brandon Halverson. And his outside in the 33 out of Sanborn, Iowa, that's Trevor Smith. Inside of row number 3, he comes out of Papillion, Nebraska in the 15V. It's Cole Vanderheiden. And his outside out of Harrisburg, South Dakota, the 6B of Bailey Ballinger. Inside of your 4th and final row, this driver comes out of Canton, South Dakota. In the number 11, it's Carter High School. 7 cars, 8 laps of distance. Top 4 make it into tonight's A feature. Plenty of Pizza Ranch pizza by the slice and our concession stand. Don't forget your cheeseburgers, hamburgers, hot dogs, bratwurst, chicken strips. We've got it all for you. French fries, chili cheese fries. We got popcorn, ice cold Pepsi products. We've got mac and cheese bowls, squealer fries. Oh, man, French fries covered in pulled pork and nacho cheese. Can't go wrong with the squealer fries. Wash it down with an ice cold beer out of the Speedway bar. Heat race number 3 ready to go green. Henderson and Hansen on the front row. Halverson Smith, row 2. Vander Heiden Ballinger, row 3. And High School in row 4. Cody Johnson, Iowa Corn, green flag in hand. Sam Henderson rockets off the front row. He takes off down the backstretch. Hansen pulls into second. Halverson into third. Smith, your top 4 as we come around and complete the first circuit. Smith all over that back bumper of Halverson. Now dips down low. He's looking for that third spot. Wants to be in the redraw. Halverson back to the top side there as they head through 3 and 4. Smith slides up in front. He's got the spot. Cole Vander Heiden making his way to the spot. He wants to join the fun. Vander Heiden now inside of Halverson looking for that 4th and final transfer position. Vander Heiden pushes Halverson up the hill. They come off of turn number 4. Vander Heiden now has that top 4 spot as Sam Henderson continues to run away out in front. The battle remains for the transfer. Halverson runs it down the hill off of turn number 4, battling back. Vander Heiden hanging on. He's still got that final position. Henderson well out in front, then Hunter Hansen, Trevor Smith. Then it's Halverson and Vander Heiden battling for the 4th and final position. Little breathing room now for Cole Vander Heiden as we come to 2 to go. Sam Henderson comes to the white flag. He's got a full straightaway lead here in heat race number 3. And that's Sullivan Racing 91H. Sam Henderson looking strong here in heat race number 3. He'll take the checkered flag and be your winner. Hunter Hansen comes off at turn number 4. He'll have second spot, followed by Trevor Smith and Cole Vander Heiden, your top 4. Sam Henderson, your heat race winner. Hunter Hansen second. Trevor Smith third. Cole Vander Heiden grabbing that 4th and final transfer spot in the 15V. One more heat race to go in our Red Rock Bar and Grill IMCA Race Saver Sprint Cars. Starting on the pole position here in your final heat race out of Fort Calhoun, Nebraska. He drives the 77X. That is John Klobundi. Outside of row number 1 out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, he drives the number 18 car. It's Corbin Erickson. Inside row number 2 out of Fort Calhoun, Nebraska, in the number 77, it's Brett Klobundi. And his outside out of Rock Rapids, the 23 of Brandon Bosma. Inside row number 3, driver out of Arnold's Park, Iowa, driving the 91. That's Andrew Sullivan. And his outside in the 62J out of Brandon, it is Jay Major. Inside of your 4th and final row, he drives the 3B out of Harrisburg, South Dakota. That is Blake Ballinger. 7 more cars, 8 more laps, 4 more lock in to tonight's A feature. Final heat race here tonight in our Red Rock Bar and Grill IMCA Race Saver Sprint Cars. John Klabundy, Corbin Erickson, Brett Klabundy, Brandon Bosma, Andrew Sullivan, Jay Major, and Blake Ballinger. Our final set of cars coming to that Iowa Corn green flag. Klabundy off the pole. He'll grab the early race lead. Brandon Bosma on the outside comes up into third. Now looking down low as they come through 3 and 4. Inside of Erickson. Klabundy leads lap number 1. John Klabundy, your race leader. Corbin Erickson, Brandon Bosma, and Brett Klabundy currently your top 4 running order. Bosma now to the inside of Erickson on through 1 and 2. He's side by side. Erickson, the momentum off the high side, maintains that second spot. Bosma's going to throw a slider at him, swishes him all the way up in the stub. He'll take that spot away. Bosma now into second. Erickson into third. Brett Klabundy in that 4th spot. Andrew Sullivan in the top 5, but on the outside of that 4th spot, locking into tonight's A-main. Bosma's starting to run down. John Klabundy, Bosma's got to run on the outside. Bosma looking for the race lead. Klabundy hangs on at the line. Bosma's going to take another shot at it off of turn number 2. Bosma runs it on the high side in turn number 3. Klabundy down low. Bosma up high as they come off of 4. Bosma, your new race leader. Bosma, your race leader down the backstretch. Klabundy in second. Erickson and Brett Klabundy still your top 4. One more circuit here in heat race number 4. Driver out of Rock Rapids, the number 23 of Brandon Bosma, will take home your final heat race in our sprint cars here tonight. Brandon Bosma, your heat race winner. John Klabundy second. Corbin Erickson third. And Brett Klabundy grabs that 4th and final redraw spot. All other cars will head to tonight's Sprint Car B feature. Now on to our Sebisma Graphics USRA Hobby Stocks. Here tonight we've got 3 heat races lined up for you. Top 3 cars will make it into tonight's redraw. Starting on the pole position of heat race number 1 out of Rock Rapids. He drives the number 4 car. It's Aaron Stetniks. Outside of row number 1 out of Harrisburg, South Dakota, the 20B, that is Josh Bradley. Inside row 2 out of Rock Rapids in the 13C, it's Carter Van Veldhuizen. And his outside out of Brandon, the 81 of Josh Froseth. To the inside of row number 3, this driver comes out of Alvord, Iowa. Driving the number 10 car, it's Blake Sneekloth. And his outside out of Sheldon, the 24 of Jeffrey Peterson. And starting in the back row out of Middleburg, Iowa, he drives the number 32. That's Bo Rigneris. 6 laps of distance, top 3 make tonight's redraw in your Sebisma Graphics USRA Hobby Stock Heat Races. Blake Sneakloff around the high side here, making his way to the front of the raceway. Bradley on the bottom side trying to hang on to that second spot. 81 car Josh Frosa works his way around the high side looking for spot number 2. Top 3 cars will make it to tonight's redraw. Blake Sneakloff continues to be your race leader as he comes around the corner. Sneakloff down the backstretch, a nice lead, about 4 to 5 car lengths over Josh Frosa. Then it is Bradley in that top 3 as they come to the white flag. Checkered flag in hand for heat race number 1. It belongs to the 10 car of Blake Sneakloff. Josh Froseth comes home in second. Third place goes to the 20B of Josh Bradley. Bo Rigneris around there in turn number 4. Van Veldhuizen will come around. Rigneris, a rookie here in this hobby stock class. Used to be in go-karts, now into a hobby stock here in that familiar 32 car. That'll bring us to heat race number 2 in our Seabisma Graphics hobby stocks. Driver starting on the pole position here tonight. He's your defending champion in the hobby stocks out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, the 6 car of Dustin Gulbranson. Outside of row number 1 out of Larchwood, Iowa, driving the 11, it's Austin Hickman. Inside row number 2 out of Hartford, he drives the 42. That is Travis Dan. And his outside out of Hartford, the 18K of Landon Crone. Inside of your third and final row out of T, South Dakota, he drives the Z Machine. That is Joseph Zahn. And his outside out of Rock Rapids in the 19L, it's Lily Jurens. 6 cars, 6 laps of distance. Top 3 make it into tonight's redraw. Another rookie in this class, Lily Jurens. Raced that BP wing class in the go-kart ranks last season, now into a hobby stock. Her dad moving to the crew chief role. Heat race number 2 underway. Gulbranson out to the early race lead. Hickman on the high side, hanging on to that second spot. Battle for the third and final redraw. Landon Crone comes through the middle. Travis Dan on the bottom as we come off of turn number 4. Austin Hickman works his way to the race lead as he comes by the 6 right at the line. Hickman around the high side, taking the spot away. Austin Hickman up high, your race leader. Gulbranson on the bottom side. Landon Crone around the high side. He'll take that second spot away. Gulbranson back to third. Then it's Travis Dan and Zahn, your top 5. Gulbranson once again going to look down low, see if he can't come back to that top 2 position Out in front remains Austin Hickman in the number 11, but here comes the 18K. We used to call him the Rowena Rocket. Now he's out of Hartford. Landon Crone makes his way to the front of the pack, looking to the inside. We got a 3-car battle. Galbranson down low. Hickman, the leader, off the top. Crone is there as well. Top 5 cars all bottlenecked on top, coming up on the lap traffic. Crone splits the middle. He'll take the lead down the backstretch. Galbranson back to the bottom side there. Crone up top. Hickman, Dan, and Zahn, your top 5 as we come to the white flag. Side-by-side battle there for the race lead here in heat race number 2. Landon Crone maintains the race lead. He'll run the high side once again. Galbranson to the bottom as we come to the checkers. Heat race number 2 belongs to the 18K. Landon Crone, your heat race winner. Dustin Galbranson second. Then Austin Hickman in third. Zahn comes home in the 4th spot. Travis Dan drops back to 5th. Heat race number 2, great action there. Your Sebas McGraphics Hobby Stocks. Now on to our 3rd and final Hobby Stock heat race here tonight. On the pole out of Sioux Falls, driving the X car, it's Tyler Schlumbaum. Outside of row number 1, also out of Sioux Falls in the 14, it's Shyla Erickson. Inside row number 2, driving the 61 in out of